let's talk about setting boundaries. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rosa and today I'm starting this new series on my channel called Let's Talk, where we talk about a subject that's important to me and I think to everyone else. But before we get started, please subscribe to my channel if you want to see a new video every Tuesday and click that notification bell so you can see when I upload exactly. So what am I even talking about when I say setting boundaries? When I say setting boundaries, I mean setting emotional boundaries and I mean setting physical boundaries. Setting boundaries for yourself means that you say stop when you don't want anything. And that sounds very simple, but I feel like it can be very difficult. Setting emotional boundaries is still difficult for me. Saying to someone, no, I can't help you right now, or no, I can't do this, or no, I don't want to, is still very difficult for me. And I feel a lot of people have this and even have trouble setting physical boundaries. So let's start talking about emotional boundaries. Now, when I say emotional boundaries, I mean little things like turning off your phone at night so you can't be disturbed in your night's sleep, or saying that enough is enough, or quitting an argument and saying, hey, let's not do this right now. Anything that feels too much for you, that's where you need to draw the line. I think by setting those boundaries, you kind of teach people how to treat you, and that's really good. And now I'm having a lot of trouble with this still. I have had a lot of times in the past where I would call through the middle of the night or the entire day, or I would cancel things to make sure I did something for someone else. I would go way too deep into things without saying, hey, it's enough. And I think it wears you out a lot. And I think it's really bad when people cross our boundaries, because that way we don't feel good and they think they can just do whatever they want. So it's like bad in both ways. But I think by starting little, by saying, I don't like talking when I'm at work, I think I'm getting heated right now in this argument, let's stop arguing and we'll get back to it tomorrow. This way you allow yourself to stay true to your feelings, and the other person will be like, oh, okay, so I can't do this to this person, which is good. And then you also have physical boundaries that you can set. And then I'm especially talking about sexual boundaries. Especially now with the hashtag #MeToo going on, I think it's very important to talk about physical/sexual boundaries. Because when do you say no? And most of all, how do you say no? Because sometimes you get into a situation, especially as a woman, where people make it difficult for you to say no. Even though you don't want something, someone might get into your head and say like, oh, but I paid for your dinner and don't worry about it, blah, 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 let's just have fun. And you can get persuaded into thinking something that you don't actually feel. And a way of preventing that is by setting your boundaries and being able to say no. Now, when I was young, like 16, for instance, when someone wanted to kiss me and I was like, ugh, not really, I didn't know how to say no. And I didn't think at one point that saying no was in my line of options, because I thought that people would think I was stupid or frigid or whatever, and I didn't think that that was an option for me. And that sounds like really horrible, and in a way it is horrible, but I think that a lot of young girls feel that way. I want you to know that you're not frigid when you say no. If you don't want to sleep with someone, you don't want to sleep with someone. And I once read an article that said it so beautifully, where it's kind of weird and funny and so accurate at the same time. They compared having sex and consent with cups of tea. So just because I had a cup of tea today doesn't mean I want a cup of tea tomorrow. And it most certainly doesn't mean you can throw that tea in my face and expect me to like it. That's not how things work. It's the exact same with sex. You can even be in a relationship and feel like you don't want to have sex with that person. Just because you're together doesn't mean you're obligated to do something with anything. Your body is your own decision, and if you don't want to do anything with it, you don't have to do anything with it. At any given time, at any given moment, you're allowed to change your mind and say, you know what? No, I don't think this is gonna work. And you're not frigid, you're not weird, you're not stuck up, and you're certainly not crazy. So I wanna end this video by asking you guys some questions and get this conversation going. So I wanna ask you guys, what do you think of setting boundaries? How do you feel towards setting boundaries? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's scary? And what are your struggles with setting them? And also, I wanna ask you guys, what do you think will happen when everyone sets their boundaries straight? When everyone has their limits and everyone tells each other their limits, what effect do you think that will have on society and on people? That was it for this Let's Talk on Tuesday. Please comment your answers down below, and also don't forget to comment what you want to see next in the Let's Talk Tuesdays. Remember to subscribe again, and please give this video a big thumbs up because it really helps, and share it on all your social medias, and I will see you lovelies next Tuesday.